What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about BMX art, so stick around. Aloha and welcome to Cruising in the 808. My name is Kevin and I'm a teacher out in Hawaii who recently got back into BMX. If you are new to the channel, this is just something that I started just to share my journey back into this thing that I loved as a kid. And so today we're going to be talking about BMX art. Yes, BMX art. So if you look, I'm in my home office. I really don't have anything on my walls. And so as I got back into BMX riding, you know, I bought a Big Ripper in 2020, December of 2020, and just, you know, absolutely fell back in love with it and wanted to put some stuff up on the walls here in my office where I started these videos, just to kind of, you know, give it more of that BMX vibe in here. And so I found a couple of places that I'm going to share with you today, and we'll talk about each one and what you can get from each site. Okay, so the first guy we're going to be talking about is a guy by the name of Bill Batchelor, and he has just suddenly come back on the scene in Instagram. You can find him at Bill Batchelor BMX. What he did was, as a 13-year-old kid in Southern California, he was a BMX fanatic, and he went around to skate parks and dirt jumps, and he just captured images of his friends and of different riders, you know, doing freestyle or BMX or hitting ramps, and he shot them all on a 35mm camera. So for all the younger guys out there who are only familiar with digital photography, back in the day, you had to take photos on film. And so what Bill did as a 13-year-old was he shot everything himself. He even developed it all on his own in his own little dark room, and just, you know, put these things away. After doing it for a couple of years, he just put all the negatives and stuff all in a box, stored it away, and recently went back to it, and he's been digging up like these treasures of BMX photography that he's been posting online on Instagram. He recently created a website, and I'll put the link in the description below, and he's selling some of this artwork so that he can print a book. And so the proceeds from his art sales are going to go towards creating a hardcover book that's going to have a lot of his images in it. So check out the link. I have a couple that I ordered and I wanted to share with you. You know, this one, oh, I love this image. This is Mike Dominguez. He was definitely one of the guys who just launched humongous airs back in the day. And I mean, if you take a look at this, look, you know, he was in prime location at these skate parks getting these shots. And if you look back on some of the stuff he's posted in the past where he's in some of these photos, he's next to guys like Bob Osborne, you know, taking photos. And so, and keep in mind, he was 13 years old when he did this. And so the images, they're not all perfect. He said himself he's not really into Photoshop, and so he doesn't really do a lot to clean them up. Some of them have streaks in them from when he processed the film. He doesn't take out little blemishes or different things, but it's just so authentic. So in this one, I took out the plexiglass in this frame. If you're interested in these frames, I'll put a link also in the description below where you can pick them up from Amazon. I got these frames for like maybe 24 bucks, I think, for 3 of them. They come with like a little plexiglass covering. I took it out so that the reflection isn't too bad on the camera. So when I hold these ones up, I won't show too much. I won't really crank it a little because it's gonna show my window that I'm standing in front of. But anyway, this one is of the legend R.L. Osborne. And what I did with this one was I contacted R.L. R.L. is also on Instagram, and I asked him, hey, you know, if I send you this photo, would you mind signing it? He said, sure, no problem. And I just got this back, super stoked that he was able to kind of sign that for me. Here's another one of Mike Dominguez back on his hutch. And again, like he has a few of them in color. Most of them are in black and white, but he does have some in color. It's just phenomenal. The different bike riders that he has and the images that he captured you know, 35 plus years ago as a teenager, right? 13 years old. So Bill Batchelor BMX, check him out on Instagram. He's definitely one person you should check out for prints. He makes them in 8.5 and 13 by 19 and some other sizes. If you don't see something on the site that you want, like if you see something on his Instagram, just reach out to him. Bill is a super cool guy. Check him out because he also will throw in some extra stuff in your order. I ordered them in the smaller, I think 8.5 by 11 size or whatever. And he emailed me back after I put in the order and said, hey, which one would you like a little larger? I'll do it for you for free. And so I said, oh, I'll take the Mike Dominguez photo in a little bit bigger size. When I got them back, all three of them were in the larger size that he just did, you know, just being a cool dude. So check him out. The prints do cost money, you know, but they're all going towards helping him create this book that he's working on. So check him out. He's definitely one of the guys to see if you're looking for BMX art. The second place that you should go to get some old school BMX art is none other than Bob Harrow, who just, talk about somebody who's just so uniquely talented. I mean, this guy, he's an artist. He was a professional BMX freestyler. If you know anything about BMX, you know the Harrow name is just synonymous with freestyling. He created that company probably when he was right out of high school, I think. But just another phenomenal artist. I mean, he also makes music. So he has a website, bobharrow.com. I'll also put that in the description below. He sells prints of some of his artwork that he created for BMX Action magazine. And so, God, look at this, you know? I can't turn this too much because you're gonna hit the window, but I mean, I just loved his drawings. He was just so detailed. They're just, I don't know how to explain it. So as a kid, what I would do is I would cut out his artwork from the magazines and stick it in these custom-made folders that I created using peachy folders or trapper keepers with electrical tape and the plastic sheeting so I could slide different photos in there. I covered it with stickers. I would always look for his artwork in the magazine and then cut it out and stick it in there. I mean, it's just, I mean, look at that. Beautiful, right? You can order these prints in different sizes. You can get, and they all get shipped out to you directly, and then you can just stick them in different frames and stick them up on your wall. In addition to his artwork, he also has stuff like t-shirts. So this I also got from his website. He has different types of merch, stickers, but bobharrow.com, that's another site that you should check out for some cool BMX art. Okay, the last artist that I want to turn you on to is a guy by the name of Damien Fulton. You can check him out at damienfultonart.com. The guy is amazing. He is a trained artist. He went to school for it, but he was also a kid who just loved his BMX bike. And so he created this character called Radical Rick. So if you are a fan of BMX, if you grew up in the days of BMX like I did, and you got your BMX Plus magazine and you know went through it to look for the different cool stuff that was out there each month, at the end of the magazine you'd see the Radical Rick comic strip, and I looked forward to that every single month. He was just a rad dude. And so Damien came back or kind of revived Radical Rick. It was his 40th anniversary last year in 2020, so he did a lot of different things with different companies. You can buy Radical Rick pads from Flight BMX. There's a bobblehead, there's another figure. He recently also came out with a number plate that commemorates this anniversary as well. Go to radicalrickbmx.com and you can find some of his artwork that is for sale. Be very honest with you, a lot of his stuff gets sold out within minutes. So if you go up, you'll be able to look and see some of the stuff that has sold in the past the best way to pick up any of his artwork is to just follow him on Instagram. And what he'll do is he'll announce anytime that he's ready to be dropping another set of drawings. He just did one recently. I made sure I set my alarms to be online at that exact time when the merch was going to drop, or the artwork was going to drop, and had a one-of-a-kind drawing in my cart. And I was going through the checkout process and somebody beat me to it. I was like, yes, I'm gonna have like an actual piece of artwork from him that he created, and somebody beat me. So the best I could do was to pick up some of these reprints of some of the drawings that he's done, that he just made limited copies of. So this is a number 2 of 10. So he only made 10 copies of this particular print, and then another 10 copies of this one. I have number 8 of 10. I'm gonna get them framed and put up here somewhere in the office, but check out the website, radicalrickbmx.com. He has also shirts, stickers, and different kinds of things that you can purchase. But Damien, fantastic artist. You can check his other stuff out at damianfultonart.com. I mean, this guy is amazing. I just absolutely fell in love with Radical Rick, and to see him back and sharing this with his fans again is pretty awesome. So that's the third website to check out. All right. So those are my top 3 places to go to for BMX art. If you are an old guy like me who just loves to revisit some of those things from that BMX past, check any of those 3 sites out. Check all of them out if you want to. I'll have links for each one in the description below. And go ahead and support these guys. And keep in mind, this is art. You're purchasing art. So things cost money. Some of the stuff might be a little expensive, especially if you're buying something that is an actual drawing, like in Damien's case, some actual Radical Rick drawing. They're not cheap, but you are paying for art. Whether it's a photograph or whether it's a drawing, these guys have spent a lot of time capturing these images or creating these images, and they deserve whatever they want to charge to pick them up. They're all reasonable, I think, and it's a great way to put some cool stuff up on your walls. All right, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you're not already a subscriber. This is a brand new channel. I'm trying to get this launched off the ground, so any help would be appreciated. All right, until next time, take care of one another, be safe, and aloha.